going to be one of these, I think.
When the Zorro Ranch land was bought in the 1990s, it was front-page news. The Albuquerque Tribune called it the Big House and reported that a, quote, mysterious stranger has come to Stanley with plans to build the largest home in New Mexico.
That stranger was Jeffrey Epstein.
Why did I buy a ranch in New Mexico in 1993? So that gives you some sense. So I would have funded it in 1990. Los Alamos, which was the high-energy lab up in New Mexico, was losing all its scientists.
In this 2019 interview included in the DOJ files, Epstein said he was interested in investing in new ideas.
They cut the funding for high-energy physics, but the people who worked in Los Alamos would still be in the Santa Fe area. And can you fund people who have new ideas?
When the Tribune did this story in 1995, they interviewed Epstein. He said he was, quote, security conscious and described himself as a hermit and as being afraid. At the time, he employed 2 full-time people to manage the ranch and made them all sign confidentiality agreements. The employees told the Tribune they were, quote, sworn to secrecy. But people here in New Mexico say they had no idea what was going on.
He was from New York is what we knew.
Gary King is from one of the last of the great political dynasties in New Mexico. His dad was governor. King himself, a former attorney general, former state rep, and was a Democratic nominee for governor in 2014. His family sold Epstein the land when his father was in office. It was owned by his father and 2 uncles.
So I am guessing that Jeffrey Epstein or somebody that he worked for was looking in New Mexico and saw that land listed, and that they reached out to the King brothers to buy that land.
When Epstein purchased the land, it included state-owned property. The property was leased by the King family for grazing livestock. State officials now say when Epstein purchased the King property, he assumed the leases for the state-owned grazing land, but it doesn't appear he used it for any agricultural purpose.
It was by no means a bona fide grazing operation.
Stephanie Garcia Richard is the state's land commissioner. She says her office is responsible for making sure people use state-owned land for its designated purpose.
There have been cases where grazing leases have been misused. They are not used for their intended purpose. I believe that the grazing lease at Zorro Ranch was just one of these cases.
Once built, this is what the ranch looked like. Sprawling gardens in the New Mexico desert, an airplane landing strip, corrals and stables for livestock, and homes for ranch workers. It also had a shooting range and this antique train car. Inside, there was a swimming pool, large garage, and elaborate office. These are the blueprints. Some of these are photos from the inside that were provided to this man.
You could see that it wasn't a normal residence. 33,333 square feet. You would expect 15, 20 bedrooms, a palace, and it wasn't. The layout of that place wasn't that at all.
Eddie Aragon is a radio talk show host.
Epstein Ranch.
He started talking about Epstein nearly daily on his show shortly after the billionaire was arrested in 2019.
I had been interested in the Jeffrey Epstein Zorro Ranch stuff way before, because a lot of people had called in, had sort of citizen informants, citizen journalists who had been feeding me information.
Today, Aragon believes the informants were actually people who worked at the ranch. They supplied him videos, photos, and pictures of the inside.
I think it's something that should be disseminated everywhere so that people can actually get a background of what was taking place in terms of sort of the celebrations.